Hello everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie, and today I am going to be talking about my most disappointing books of 2019. Now these don't mean the worst books that I read in 2019. I have a different video for that. These are just the ones that I had extremely high expectations for. Maybe they were extremely hyped, maybe someone else talked them up, and so I had really high expectations going in, and then they just kind of let me down quite a bit. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you want to see more, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. But let's jump in to the books. I only put 5 of them on this list, so we will jump right in with the first one. And that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Yes. Ooh. Feel good that I said that one because I didn't even remember. This one I read quite a while ago. It was an extremely talked up book for quite a long time. This book is kind of a dystopian futuristic book, but it has dual timelines. So part of it is in the past before all the destruction and bad things happened, and then part of it is in the future afterwards, and then part of it is kind of right before, during, when it's all occurring. So there's definitely a lot of jumping around in it, which I don't always mind in a book, but I didn't particularly enjoy it in this one because some of the characters I didn't even really care about their storyline, and then some of the characters I would have preferred to stay with them a little bit more. So I think that affected a lot of it, is that I just didn't really like all the characters and I didn't care about their plot points that much. I didn't think some of them were very well developed, and I don't know, I don't think I liked her writing style with the whole dual timeline jumping around thing. I didn't enjoy how it was done that much. I did enjoy some of the connections and the twists that occurred in this book. I thought that those were really fun, but this book just wasn't for me. I didn't love it. I had such high expectations going in as well, and I think that probably affected my enjoyment because I was very disappointed as I was reading this book. The next book on this list I wanted to enjoy so much and I just didn't, and that is The Last Star Burning by Sangster. Now, I read the first and second books in the series. It is a trilogy and the third book has come out and I just don't plan on reading it, but this is a series that is kind of also a futuristic dystopian series, kind of fantasy, kind of just. It follows a girl who is the lowest class, and in this society, when you get infected with whatever I don't remember exactly everything because I didn't really enjoy it, and when I don't enjoy books I forget the plot a lot, but it follows this girl who, her mother apparently committed treason. She did something to make it so they couldn't get the cure for this disease that is spreading around, and so her whole family was demoted down and she is now in the lowest class. Her mother was kind of put into this long-term sleep and displayed above this arch that they have where they kill their traitors, and that's kind of interesting in and of itself, but this girl ends up escaping and she goes on the run with the son of the ruler of their city where they live. It's very unique and different. I did like that aspect of it, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the trope of child of a traitor who has to like fight their way to get what they want because they're prejudiced against because of their parents, and like, you know that there's gonna be something more, like there's more to the story. Maybe their parent wasn't a traitor and there's some sort of misunderstanding, or there's bad guys behind it. Like, you know that that's gonna happen, and it was just so obvious the whole time through this book that that was gonna happen, and it drove me nuts. It just drove me nuts. And the main character kind of drove me nuts. I didn't enjoy her. I really didn't enjoy her in the second book, because in the second book, she thought that she knew everything, and she just got so annoyed when people wouldn't listen to her and do exactly what she said because she was the leader. But in all reality, she had no background. She had no idea what she was doing. Why on earth should they just blindly accept what she says when she has nothing to go on? So anyways, little bit of a rant there, but I wanted to love this book because my husband actually knows the author. I think he's really good friends with her father-in-law, and so he suggested that I read it because that's cool. You know, someone that you know has published a book, and I wanted to love it. I just didn't. There were some good things. I did enjoy in this first book. I did enjoy the twist that came. It was definitely different than I was expecting, so that was extremely fun for me, but overall, not my cup of tea. The next 3 books on this list are going to be ones that are a little bit controversial because I feel like so many people absolutely adore them. And the first one is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you probably know that I just did not love this book. And it was so hyped up that I was kind of expecting to, honestly. It sounds like something that'd be right up my alley. It's fantasy, it's in the fairy world, it has a romance, it's kind of hate to love. And so I'm like, yes, this is great. This is something that I would really enjoy. But my major problem with it was I hated the romance. It wasn't a relationship that I would have ever expected to actually come to be because of the horribleness of the person and people in it. I don't want to give too much away, but I honestly, reading it, I didn't think we wanted them to get together. I never would have assumed that we were supposed to ship these people because it was just such a horrible pairing. But apparently we were. Apparently it's very well loved, and my opinion is extremely in the minority here, so apologies for that. But I just don't understand how you would be attracted to someone who you literally watched rip off the body part of another human being, well, fairy, another living being, just because they annoyed you. Like, who does that? Like, that's not just being annoying or like being young and stupid and then growing up. That's actually very harmful and a little evil. So I could not get on board with this. And this is nothing, like, this is saying nothing on top of all the things that happened to her. Yeah. I just did not enjoy the romance. And since the romance was so central to the story, it kind of hurt my enjoyment of the story, for sure. I did like the politics. I thought the twist was great. I liked several of the characters, not all of them, and I don't necessarily need my characters to all be amazing, good people to enjoy books, so that's fine. I just don't like the romances with people who are actually really bad. I don't know. It's hard for me to describe it without spoiling things that happen in the book, but that's my opinion on it. If you didn't know, this story is about a young mortal girl who lives in the fairy world, and she is trying to gain power there because unless you have power as a mortal, you are treated horribly and you are not even considered like equal in any way whatsoever, and the fairies have so much power and control over you. So that's pretty much what it's following, her rise to power in this book. And I did enjoy that part of it. I just really hated the romance, and so that kind of ruined the book for me. The next one on this list is also so well loved that I kind of feel bad that I didn't love it more than I did, and that is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. Now, I did really enjoy the characters in this book. I thought they were well done for the most part. I'll tell you the part that kind of ruined it for me. This book is about a young girl. This is set in the past. I don't remember exactly the time period, the Stalking Jack the Ripper time period. It's in London. This young girl is studying to become a forensic scientist, I guess you could say. She wants to do autopsies on dead bodies and work on crime scenes and figure out murders pretty much, or figure out how people died. I think it's really interesting, and I think that's a cool twist on it because I've never really seen it from that perspective that much, honestly. And she is fun. This girl is a lot of fun to follow in this book. I think her love interest, Thomas Cresswell, is just awesome. He's so witty and so, like, he just cracks me up. I really enjoyed the time that we spent with him. My main issue with this book is towards the end, she is just so focused on thinking one thing is the answer to this mystery, and in my head, it made absolutely no sense. The whole time I was like, no, that is not it. That's not it. That's not it. So there was no tension. I wasn't excited to figure out what was going on. I didn't really want to know, because everywhere that she was going, I was like, no, that's not it. Stop it. Why are you being so stupid? So yeah, I think that was my main issue with it. And unfortunately, it made me not enjoy the story because I just got so annoyed with it. But really, I have high hopes for the rest of the story, the rest of the series, because it does have 3 more books, I believe. So I will be continuing with it because I'm hoping that in the other stories, that type of thing will not happen. And the last one on this list is one that people really, really love. So it hurts me not to love it, but that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I just don't understand the hype behind this one. Sorry, guys. This book follows a girl who is entering into this carnival competition to save her sister. Her sister has gone missing and she is trying to save her. And to do that, she needs to win this competition that takes place at a carnival, which is run by this magical, mysterious man named Legend. And yeah, I thought that the atmosphere was very well done, and I loved that aspect of it. This competition at a magical carnival where you don't know what's real and what's not, that was really, really fun, and I love that idea. I just didn't love the execution. I didn't love our main character. I thought she was really boring and dull, and not just because she was so practical, because I love practical things. I just didn't like her. She just wasn't fun or interesting to me. I thought she was extremely naive, and a lot of things that I was like, yes, this is obvious, I saw that coming. She was just like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, that happened. And yeah. And also, a lot of the way that she needs to go solve this is by finding clues, and that clue will lead her to another clue, and that clue will lead her to another clue, which will ultimately lead her to her sister. And it just bugged me that the clues that she found, when she would find the answers to them, it wasn't really, like, you couldn't tell that that was the answer. It's not like you needed to figure it out, and then once you got it, like, you knew that was the answer. It was just kind of like, well, this could kind of maybe fit, and I don't know, let's go with it and guess. And it always was. Like, all these kind of fuzzy answers to the questions ended up to be correct every time, which was ridiculous. Like, they weren't obviously the answers to the riddles. They were just like, oh, well, maybe if I look at it this way and twist it that way, like, I can make this work. And I just think that that was a writing style that I did not enjoy. I like when my magic stuff and my riddles and anything that you're trying to figure out in a book kind of has concrete answers. Like, when you figure them out, you're like, wow, that was amazing. Like, I get it now. Like, that makes sense. That's so good and well done. And it wasn't. Like, that's not how I felt when she figured any of the things out in this story. And I was really disappointed in that, because I think that would have made it so fun for me. And that's my list of my most disappointing books of 2019. Sorry, my most disappointing books of 2019. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you disagree with me, definitely tell me why down in the comments. I'd love to chat with you about it. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.